Hi, my name is Mitchell Osterlund, and for my TED Talk today, I was doing it under Times Are Changing. And originally, I was going to do it on social media usage in our generation and kind of how technology has played an ever growing role in how we've really lived our lives the last few years. But with the coronavirus, I feel like it would be more timely and useful to talk about that. So I'm going to kind of do a two-part one on how times are changing due to technology and social distancing. And if I was here with you guys today in person, I'd just ask who has had an event, whether it's a sporting event, fraternity, sorority event, concert, like anything you're looking forward to get canceled. And I'm pretty sure everybody in the room would say yes, but that also shows how times are changing because we can't even be in the same room for me to ask you this question. So let's get into it. Social distancing. According to the CDC, social distancing is keeping space between yourself and other people outside of your home. And to practice social or physical distancing, you should stay at least 6 feet from other people, don't gather in groups of more than 10, and stay outside of crowded places and avoid mass gatherings. And this is even being seen in grocery stores because I work at the Hy-Vee in Lawrence. And even then, they put little dots at checkout lines in front of like the meat department, bakery, you name it, just 6 foot dots to keep people with more than 6 feet apart. And even through the aisles, there's an aisle going up or down. There's an arrow going up or down every aisle to kind of streamline social distancing efforts and keep people apart from each other. So why should we social distance? Well, the main goal of social distancing is to protect yourself and to flatten the curve. And in case you don't know what that is, according to Hopkins Medicine, flattening the curve refers to using protective practices to slow the rate of COVID-19 infection so hospitals have rooms, supplies, and doctors for all the patients who need care. And a large number of people becoming very sick over the course of a few days could overwhelm a hospital or care facility. Too many people becoming severely ill with COVID-19 at roughly the same time that could result in a shortage of hospital beds, equipment, and/or doctors. And that's just kind of why we need a social distance because if that happens, then it's really going to be chaotic and that's just not going to be good for anyone. And one of the cons of social distancing, obviously, is according to Dr. Michael Craig Miller, assistant professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. Isolation cuts against our natural impulses that have evolved to make us fitter, healthier, and safer. And that's probably why it can be so uncomfortable to be isolated for extended periods of times because also, if I was allowed to be in the same room with all you guys, I'd ask, have ever in your life you been told, don't be in a group of more than 10? You can't go to a restaurant, can't go to a bar, can't go to a sporting event, and you can't be within like you just shouldn't be within 6 feet of people. The answer is gonna be a resounding no there. So also, this kind of shows how times are changing. But to go to now to shift into technology. The positive thing is technology makes it easier for us to connect than ever before. And kind of one thing I thought was unique is just because our generation has been scolded by people older than us about how we're on technology too much, it's not good for us. Well, now it's kind of the beacon of hope because it is so easy to connect with people using technology. Because with apps like Zoom, Skype, Google Hangouts, Snapchat, and other forms of social media, it's so much easier to connect with your peers while practicing social distancing. Because if you really want, you can go in Zoom, you can go in Google Hangout, hang out with like 8 or 10 of your friends, and just kind of act like life's almost normal, and kind of show how prevalent technology and social media is for people our age. At the end of 2018, 78% of young adults age 18 to 24 use Snapchat, while 71% of young adults use Instagram, according to Penn University. So that just kind of shows the high number and high volume of users that this has for people our age. And just 5 tips for staying connected with technology from Temple University was connect with friends digitally, kind of what I just said, whether that's Zoom, Google Hangouts, you name it. Attend a class or event, and that's not even like your school classes. That's like gyms and places like that are hosting like workout classes, like Zumba, things like that. Even events like churches are posting like every Sunday they're hosting their church services online. Other organizations are hosting their events just online to where you can still attend, so you can connect that way. You can reconnect with family. Like if there's a family member you haven't had in a while, you can call them up, kind of try to reconnect that and strengthen some family bonds. And then you can have a neighborhood hangout. This has kind of been exemplified in some neighborhoods where everyone will kind of just stick to their driveway, so they're maintaining their social distancing protocols, but then they're just kind of hanging out, whether that's a cookout, kind of doing like some just friendly games from a distance, and even just make a phone call, just call up a friend, like just have a conversation with her that's not even on FaceTime, just to hear like another human to human voice and just kind of try to maintain some normalcy because like the quote from the guy at Harvard said, like this isn't normal for us. None of us have ever had to just be kind of self isolated like this before, and it is kind of like taxing mentally. So times really are changing in this, and it's really just trying to stay positive and just use the technology that we have to really stay connected. And that's all I really have. Here's my sources, and I hope all y'all are doing well and staying safe. And until we can see each other again, peace.